Welcome back my YouTube friends. So as I promised before, I'll try my best to give you answers to the questions you have. And this question was about how to design for specific body parts. It's quite tricky sometimes when you need to find the flow. Not everybody's same, everybody's different, the flow is different, the shapes are different, and not always one design fits on two people. And to find the best way to design for that place, I'll give you some tips. I'll let you know what's the best, easiest way. These are the tips I use daily, and it might be not for everybody. You might have best way, but I'll give you my experience, my tips, what I use, and hopefully it helps you. Hopefully it makes you a lot better, makes you improve. So let's dive in. I would say this is the answer for your question. Images, you can see how and where muscles goes, which means these are the shapes by who I build your body. Just by looking how these muscles are flowing and going on your body explains the flow you need to follow. What you need to do is follow the body, follow the shape, and don't fight against it. Simplest way to explain is, look at this. It goes straight down and then goes equals on both sides. In designing for this area, you would consider something like that. You don't need to follow 100%, but that would be right in the middle, which means centric composition, and then there will be something equal going side by side. The muscle shape, another thing is the body overall shape. What I mean is, imagine if you take this area in consideration, so the back goes there, just about. And then if you take that line, bring all the way here, it follows that line there. If you design, the main subject is gonna be here, then little bits going downwards as the body goes, and little bits going that way. Not straight up, that's fighting against it, but following the shape, the curve your body naturally makes. Would be a good example. Let's say if you do something like flowers and stuff, it's the easiest way to explain. We consider is knee. We don't do that, we cut that out, and not always people want a bum cheek, so let's cut that out as well. This line follows that line there, and that one just before goes behind the leg, so that's the working area we have. The main bit is gonna be in the middle, not too high, it just looks out, not too low, it just looks wrong, right in the middle, somewhere just about there. And then if you follow body shapes, for example, like you do some leaves there, and following downwards as well, not more to the front, not to the back, just literally follow the body. The body gives you all the answers you need. Don't have a lot of space there, don't do anything long, just do some little gap fillers there, main piece in here. Don't go crazy on the stomach as well, not a lot of people want that. So just little ones there, and see how nicely that follows the body. So you need, when your tattoo and body becomes as one, like glove and hand, it becomes like one piece. So you need that to follow perfectly with your client's body. The sternum pieces, that's where people like mostly understand human body flow. So you got centric point, you follow the curves, you don't go too far down, not a lot of people want that, mostly about there. Again, you got centric piece right in the middle, not too high, not too low, and then you just do some fancy bits equal side to side, and that's it. Literally the answer is that you just follow whatever the body is giving you. Same goes with the arm, what you want to do. For example, if you do faces, portraits, stuff like that, so if you count that as a half about here, so that you put eye in here, yeah, so face is here, a little bit higher than the middle, but it's not too low and it's not in the middle. Again, the muscle form follows there. See here, it follows that way, so you flow with it. Design just about there. That's where your end is, that's where your start is. On the tops, try to go with something round, whatever that is, just because that is round, cut nicely that one. Or if you go if you design something what goes more to the back, or more to the front, but something what curves there, just because the body is like that. Do faces, portraits, every tattoo has to face that way. So imagine if there's a person looking on her, it has to look on tattoo, your tattoo has to look on that person. So if that's like a portrait or something, imagine that's a nose, that's face, blah blah blah, something like that. Imagine that's a hat, yeah. So it's gotta look on, literally forwards. Whatever tattoo you do on the body, it always looks forwards. Or if you do central, it's gotta look like equal. You know what I mean? It's gotta look perfectly on you, like portrait mode. You can see how, for example, a lower body part looks like it cuts right here, goes there. So that would be your design shape. Centric point about there. I always go for centric composition. It always works perfect. Equal both sides, there. So that would be your design. Or you can go for one design what covers the whole thing, or stuff like that. And so just same, that would be your design. Don't do anything crazy on that area, because it bends and not always it heals nice. So I would say do the heaviest part about here, and then you can do some bits, some small ones, some shading, nothing too heavy, because just the areas like that. So that would be pretty much your shape. And again, your customer might not have shape like that, she might have that, or any different one. You just follow your customer's shape, because her shape is her shape and her shape only, which means you can't design something on a paper, stencil on her, and it's going to fit perfectly. It never happens like that, which means just ask your customer to invite for consultation and just measure yourself, or ask her to send the image, and you can draw an iPad or something like that, like I just do now here. You can draw on her, so it will be better for you. Speaking about this placement, pretty much the same. You just follow whatever the body gives you. You don't need to fight against it. Don't try to like do something crazy just in this area and leaving those two empty. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Look on the body. The body literally, like, see how that follows there. You just follow the lines. The line goes there. The line goes there, and that's about it. If you do, I don't know, for example, like you do a flower, and then you do like diamonds in there, stuff like that. You just see where you need to fit. Again, you don't have crazy amount here, crazy amount there, so you just do maybe diamond, tiny one, a tiny one, that one. Or even you do mandala, it will be stretched like this. You don't do straight mandalas down here, because as you see, that's your working area, which means you're gonna go here higher, and then you do smaller details on the side, just because you have that area there. Same with this one, you cut that out. Try not to go heavy on the knee. There is some knee tattoos, but when you do this area, just try, how to say, not put heavy details or a lot amount of details on that knee area. Try to focus on that, get it perfectly, and then do some shading onto the knee, or do heavier here than on the knee. Same, literally, like it's hard to say. You just need to follow the body as it tells you what to do. Never go past that. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see in a photo, but this area, skin area, will be quite lighter, and this area will be always pinkish. Where you change transition, never go past that. This will drop out, easy as that. Just never do anything there. Yeah, otherwise you'll be doing laser afterwards, or cover-ups, or you'll be struggling. Just never. It drops out, it fades. Same if you look on here, literally that's a good example down there. So as you see here, the lines follows there, so that follows there, that follows there, and again try to not get any crazy details on here. So imagine that's your work placement, or maybe she wants the sides to incorporate with that, so that goes over there, and then imagine that goes about there. So that's your leg piece, and because you see the lines follow there, it goes straight and it follows there. So if you do, again, like just taking that flowers thingy, so if you do flower right in the middle and then you make some bits flowing there and a little bit there, a little bit there, see what I mean? It just follows the shape it gives. But if you're gonna do like totally opposite, following those lines, it doesn't look right, innit? So just follow the lines. Rib piece, same thing. You do imagine the ribs would go just about there, so that would be your workspace. See what I mean? Like, you can see the lines here going from there to like armpit there. That's the rib cage. That's where the stomach drops, and that's where the hip bone is about. So you can see like what shape you need to draw. And if you have the shape in your head, for example, yeah, so let's take this one. So you take a piece of paper, you plan out, so that's where the chest is. Then you do pretty much that, and then whatever is in your head, whatever client wants, based on that, based on this shape, you can place the stuff where you really need. About it. Try follow this and you'll be just fine. When it's small tattoos, you can place them pretty much everywhere as long as it's facing forward or eccentric. That's all fine. Make a separate video answering your question how to simplify objects. I think I don't really want to get that too deep in this video, so this video was more about how to follow the body shapes. And if you print these images out or open a Google and try to memorize how body flows, where are the muscles and what shapes it takes, that's an answer. That's right there. That's exactly what you need to follow, and just practice at home before you practice on humans. That's what I do, yeah. Don't take them as a canvas to practice on. Do your homework, sit at home, print some out, do some sketches, and you'll find yourself more comfortable. You'll be just looking and you already see the design in your head, how it needs to flow, and then you work with your clients, and the client will be more happy if you explain that the piece just won't be just stuck on it. It'll fit perfectly, and you and your tattoo will become as a one piece. Yeah. So if you got more questions or somebody else has any questions, I'm more than happy to make some videos, give you some knowledge, and let's be better tattoo artists, not just tattooing, but artists. Yeah. So take care, guys, and see you later.